Zoo format, now in anime form.
Face me. Give in to your pride.
Howden Flebs, this series we'll be looking at the new Yu-Gi-Oh anime, VRAINS. So, just jumping straight into the plot summary first of all. VRAINS appears to be a cybernetic network where people can duel, and it seems like they can also like move around and hang out and watch other people duel. It's kind of like a digital reality, I believe. Now in the VRAINS, people have alter egos of sorts, or avatars. For example, the main protagonist has a VRAINS character called Playmaker, and the antagonist has a separate sort of representative image of himself as well within VRAINS. So it's basically Club Penguin for Yu-Gi-Oh players, right? Now the Knights of Hanoi are a group of hackers led by a mysterious revolver. Was it just me who got a Metal Gear vibe from that? Who seeks to take down and destroy the VRAINS by searching for a device or an AI program known as Ignis. Now I literally thought it was Ignister, so I mean it shows how much I know about anime, but you know, who knows, maybe that'll be a plot twist. Probably not. So of course it's up to the character with the craziest hair, that's still in high school, to save the day. And we're introduced to Playmaker, also known as Fujuki, to the public, and his secretary, or I guess his best friend, who happens to be a computer hacker as well, Kusanagi. A counter-hacking group of sorts, and they're trying to stop the Knights of Hanoi from finding Ignis and destroying VRAINS. So for the bulk of the episode, essentially the main event that happens is that the Knights of Hanoi launch an attack on VRAINS, and they burn people alive. I thought that was really intense for a Yu-Gi-Oh anime, but they're hunting down Ignis, and they're doing this during a data scan taking place on the city. And when a city data scan is taking place, apparently that weakens its defenses. So the Knights of Hanoi exploit this in order to try and, well, find Ignis and I guess destroy VRAINS in the process. And Fujuki and Kusanagi set up an exploit of sorts in the firewall, and they allow Ignis to escape, and they capture him onto a dual disc device developed by SOL Technologies. So when confronted by the Knight of Hanoi, we're set up for a duel in episode 2. So that's basically the summary. My thoughts, I mean, I guess the biggest concern was, well, where was the duel? I think this may have been the first episode of a new series that didn't have a duel. We saw a little glimpse of Link Slayer, and of course the Rapier and Hammer Kong cameos. And we also saw the characters running the Gouki and Trickster archetypes, which we know are going to be fairly broken, so it'll be interesting to see how they play out in anime form, but we never actually got to see any actual live dueling or monsters attacking monsters. We sort of just saw them kind of standing, and like it was a still frame image, so I guess it's a bit of a teaser for the coming episodes. So the pacing of the episode I think was fairly good. There was a lot of information to process, but considering it's the first episode and all, I would assume that's probably just how it is. You know, that there is a lot to like set the tone with, and you know, kind of just make sure that people are kept in for like future episodes and they develop various different plot points, so that's understandable. Now Playmaker's character is very different to a lot of the other protagonists. He's a lot more mature and cold, very cold actually. He's quite mean, a little bit more calculated, and I guess that's very different. I personally always preferred like the kind of goofy and like light-hearted protagonist a little bit more, so you know, kind of like Jaden. But I think he's a kind of a good character so far. He doesn't seem like overly like arrogant like Kaiba, but also, you know, it's sort of like a bit of a middle ground between like, you know, the quote-unquote anti-hero and hero. So storytelling was fairly good. I never actually found myself being bored, and I was constantly having to go back and reread something just so I can process it. I guess that's a good thing, but I would say it's probably one of the weaknesses. There is a lot of information to process, and I'm actually still kind of struggling to understand what exactly VRAINS is, other than the Habbo Hotel analogy. So the search for Ignis is curious. They could have teased it a little bit more. What does he do? Like, who is he made by, etc, etc. So I'm sure we'll find that out in the coming episodes. But overall, it was a solid intro to the series, and I think this will definitely keep a lot of people interested for a few episodes to come. But other than, you know, the missing gameplay and perhaps the overload of information, it was definitely like a good opening, I think, for the series. Now for the preview, that looks pretty cool as well, and I'll do a little preview analysis later tonight, so make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more reviews and to keep up to date with the anime every week.
Come, face me. Give in to your pride.